and a warm welcome to the Directions Live Online webinar series by Esri Malaysia. My name is Caleb, and I'm your host for today's session. Now, just a reminder before we get started that we are recording today's session. The recording will be available to you in the Esri Malaysia events page later this week. So if you want to rewatch it, you'll have that available to you. Also, do ask questions. You can do this at any time during the presentation by adding your question into the GoToWebinar panel on the right-hand side. We will have a session at the end where we can answer your questions. So if you are here, you have most likely subscribed to our Esri Malaysia event newsletters. But if you haven't, I will encourage you to either scan the QR code with your phone or type bit.ly/esrimysub in your preferred browser now. I'll give you some time to complete the form, so no worries. The QR code will also be available at the bottom corners of the screen for you to scan at any time throughout the webinar. You will be prompted to register and subscribe to our e-news and receive the latest Esri Malaysia product updates and event information. Today's presenter is Fatin Rahayu, a solution consultant with the enterprise consulting team of Esri Malaysia. Without any further ado, I shall pass the presentation to Fatin. Over to you, Fatin.
All right. Thank you, Caleb, for the introduction and for welcoming our audience. Assalamualaikum and hello, everyone. Today, we'll be sharing about ArcGIS Drone Collection, the tailored mapping operation using ArcGIS technology. So, I'll start this presentation by giving a very brief overview of the extensive capabilities of ArcGIS. This diagram summarizes how ArcGIS is a comprehensive imagery platform. ArcGIS supports all forms of content from different sensors, formats, modalities that you may have selected in your organization. The content can be managed and made accessible through the image components, and then the web production capability focus on the tools to generate and derive product from the imagery, such as auto photos, DTM, and 3D mesh. So the next is analysis and AI capability provide the tool to extract information from imagery. This includes a wide range of machine learning, deep learning tools, change detection, and many more. And then for the visualizations and exploitations capability are the wide range of tools to enable human interpretations of the imagery and include the many interfaces to interact with imagery and the resulting information products. Within your organization, you are likely to have a different group focused on each of these areas, or you may be the person in the organization that needs to address all of these. Okay, so next, I will touch on how to generate the map production using ArcGIS capability to process the drone collection data. The most comprehensive set of map production tool is ArcGIS, the Automapping tools within the ArcGIS Pro. Automapping is not a separate product or extension and is available to all users of ArcGIS Pro with the advanced license. I use the term of comprehensive because of Automapping can work with any type of input sensor data, either it's coming from the drones to professional mapping cameras, or even the satellite. So Automapping uses the mosaic dataset to manage the raw data and enable the generation of 2D and 2.5D derived products such as DTM auto mosaic, the digital elevation model, And something that I would like to highlight here to our customer with a desire to use the stereo viewing capabilities in image analysis, the Mosaic dataset provides the framework to support the stereo. So ArcGIS, ArcGIS Pro then provide the interface to allow sharing of this data product to ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise. Okay, ArcGIS Pro is designed for working with imagery. Dedicated imagery workflow that allows you to work with our drone data. It allows you to manage, analyze, and share your raster data. Pro also provides rich collection tools to manage and serve large collection of imagery. We can display either in a two-dimensional or in three-dimensional space. And what are we seeing here? Actually, the interface of ArcGIS Pro Automapping. So later in the demo, I will show you the ArcGIS Pro Automapping workflow for Sungai Klang drone collection data. As we know, in ArcGIS Pro, the imagery tools are directly on the first page of the application, as when we see most of the tools, as you can see, most of the tools are disabled. So now ArcGIS Pro Automapping workflow operates on one with the concept of workspace to collect the information of our dataset in order to enable us to do the process, which is the new workspace for us to save within the project, and then the end workspace where the project saved as a reference, and also there's an option for the info workspace. So once we select the add workspace, so the auto mapping tab will be available. So here we can see the footprint of the image. So we can do some adjustment how the image want it to be. So we can determine the image location, the accuracy, so about the type of matching. So once we done this, we call it as a preliminary adjustment. So when we done, we can view the report. We can have all the analysis about the preliminary adjustment. Okay, so we can have about the availability. So once we done with the adjustment, we can add the ground control point here. But when we adding we have option to import the GCP that we have, or we can add the new GCP throughout this image. But we need to ensure that we will select a proper image to be a ground control point. Okay, so because when we select a ground control through an image, so automatically they will adding the x, the value of x, y, and z, okay, into the screen. So this is the GCP manager viewer that will help us on this. So we can add few GCP into our project. So after we create a GCP, we can creating a project which is the auto mosaic, which is normally when we create the auto mosaic, we will choose a default setting, or we can change or all the information related, which is like a computation method, is streamline, and then after we along the processing, we can view all the report, all the log here. We know what are going on, so we can have all the report, and then actually when we create a workspace, it will create a default folder which is including all of this information related. So that for the auto mapping workflow using ArcGIS Pro. So now let's go back to the slide. We go for those organizations that have deployed ArcGIS Enterprise with image server, we provide a built-in capability called Automapping for uploading and processing drone imagery. As a subset of Automapping, Automapping also creates the 2D product, but no, these run within the ArcGIS enterprise. So the data and the processing are all hosted in the enterprise and the ArcGIS server. Again, so something that I would like to highlight, Automapping is not a separate product, but is built into the enterprise within the ArcGIS server. So if we have a large amount of data, a large collection of data that we would like to leverage the distributed processing on the cloud, this is the tool that we can consider to use, the Automapping. An Automapping is a project-driven solution that we uploaded into the cloud. It has a block adjustment capability, same as in the ArcGIS Pro, but this will running in the server, and it will provide the same output, which is the DSM, the DTM, and then the automosaic. The other nice thing here using the Automapping, because it's a interrupt operations. So as soon as it's done, so we can instantly use, because it's already in the cloud base, it's already running in the server, so we can share around among all our organization. So then in the next demo on how the Automapping workflow is look like. So Automapping actually is a lightweight web application that comes with the ArcGIS portal with the email server. So for this demo, at first, we create the project to connect to the data, fill in related information to the images, okay, related to the camera and everything. So at first, we will create the image collection and actually create the mosaic data set. So we will save apologies as a services, and then along the way, you will automatically start the adjustment after that. So this is something that can be done when we have a multiple crew working on the ground. So we want them to push the data up to the enterprise. So these are very convenient to be used because it's a lightweight web application, and they were able to do that. Okay, so when we start that, when we have create the project, so this is where we can see the processing report. The adjustment that have been done, we can arrange the base map, we can enter on layer. So and then we can create the ground control point. It is from the file or from the base map, and then but for this we will not create the ground control point. So we'll go straight to create the automosaic. So from here we have the option to create and modify the basic setting, like the streamline configuration method, the color balance method, or we can do based on our preference and based on our need. So when we're creating, so the create automatic is the same thing that we do in the ArcGIS Pro. It's creating the streamline. They're gonna do the color balance. So as we can see here, the process that are currently running, but it will run in the ArcGIS portal using the background of a server. So we don't have, after we finish it, we don't have, like I said, we don't need to publish it to make it available in the online, because it's already there. It's already there, so we can use it directly. So something that benefit here. So once it's complete, we can use it instantly. We can open up in the web viewer, so we can open it directly in the desktop. So like I said, I like to keep it mention it is already in the server. So as we begin to collect the large number of drone collection individual projects, we have a centralized location to manage our content. So this is one of the options that we can consider to use using the Automapping. So because it will be straight away available to be used throughout our organization, where it can be accessed by any device and any platform. So this is something that once it's completed, creating the automosaic, we can preview it. So we just click open up in the web viewer. So it will directly open up in the web viewer. So So when we have it open up in the web viewer, we can proceed straight away. After that, we can create an apps, any rated apps that may be suitable for these images. Okay, so it can be used throughout our entire organization. So that's it for the demo related to the Automaker. Let's go back to the slide. Okay, so in this slide is showing how ArcGIS drone collection are being made. Moving from the left to the right, the drone collection spreading into 4 components, okay, that we're running by the drone to map and the site scan. The first two, the drone mapping and the drone mapping analysis, are designed around existing drone to map that offering with the local processing. It is a real and powerful application with intelligent setting default for image processing. So this is actually ideal for drone operators that would like to fly drone and then process the imagery and share the Automapping and the 3D product to the customer. Drone mapping and analysis add a powerful imagery analysis and a raster function tool found in the ArcGIS Pro and with the extension. Both collections provide access to ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise. Then the another two, online drone mapping and enterprise drone mapping and analysis, are designed to use the site scan for ArcGIS for cloud processing. But the best part is it can be done on the site scan manager web application and managed through a cloud server. User can option to be able to process and store unlimited data on the cloud and access through the web application. Site can allow for drone fleet management and a pre-flight check is available as well. So the collections provide comprehensive workflow for capturing, for processing, analysis, and sharing drone data from the desktop to the enterprise. The online drone mapping collection is a turnkey solution that combines the site scan for ArcGIS and the ArcGIS Online. It is designed for team drone operators to collect on the drone project, create drone mapping and analytic product scale. The enterprise drone mapping analysis drone collection is designed for a larger operation involving a deeper analysis, stream large dataset, sometimes combined with the other imagery remote sensing data, ensuring the drone output organization with image services. This collection includes ArcGIS Pro, Image Analyst Extension, Enterprise Server, and the Image Server. Because Esri recognized not all the drone operations are the same. So smaller organizations flying drone for survey purpose mainly process the images and share it straight away to the customer, where a large organization mainly fly drone, constantly large-scale inspection service. This because this customer require a properly managed entire fleet, leverage cloud image processing, and serve the drone imagery product across the organization. So this is why it is coming with these 4 components of ArcGIS Drone Collection. Okay, so next we'll find out more about why the drone to map is awesome for drone collection. Returning to our overview of map production capabilities, ArcGIS Drone to Map, our desktop application for processing drone imagery to create 2D and 3D products, including the generating 3D point cloud and texture matches. Okay, Drone to Map is the Esri most major product for drone processing, and it's been a successful product with many competitors. So it is integrated with the ArcGIS platform and provides some focused analytics tools such as generating contours, volumetry calculations, viewing spectra indexes, and many more. Drone to Map has a very streamlined workflow for simplified publishing of a data product to ArcGIS Online in ArcGIS Enterprise. Okay, it is important to emphasize that Drone to Map is built on the ArcGIS Pro framework, so and provide a single button experience to open the data product within the ArcGIS Pro. So the dynamics, for example, the dynamic auto mosaic can generated by the mosaic dataset, it can be used either within the drone to map and the also ArcGIS Pro. Now we'll be going through the drone to map workflow. We'll begin with the planning and capturing on the iOS app on the iPad. So this is a free application. And then second, for limited edition LE built for drone to map users. So this allows you to easily capture rich imagery using advanced drone flight. So and then after collecting all the survey image, the data will be uploaded to the workstation for further management, processing, and analysis. Collaboration is one of the best part. Okay, so this process to enhance where ArcGIS Drone to Map integrate directly with the enterprise and ArcGIS solutions. So now let's see how it works. Today, drone is creating an exciting new possibility for GIS users. Imagery that used to be expensive or not accurate enough or does not exist at all. So it's now only possible. So you can query yourself, and within Drone to Map, you can bring your drone data directly into ArcGIS platform and start working with it right away. So start by using ArcGIS Field Map to capture ground control point. Use the drone and camera that meet your need from any manufacturer. Save time and money by reviewing the imagery before you leave the field, so you can be sure that your drone collection was successful. Back in the office, load up the streamline your imagery workflow and integrate with the ground control point to ensure about the accuracy. So now you can quickly and easily create a similar professional imagery product. Every area that only drone can achieve is ready to use immediately in your GIS application, such as the terrain and surface model. Use the point cloud and meshes to create the 3D views. Share and collaborate with the ArcGIS online and a portal for ArcGIS. And use ArcGIS Enterprise to catalog, analyze, and share throughout your organization in the cloud or in-premise. Leverage ArcGIS Pro for powerful analysis like volumetric measurements and then an elevation profile, or open your drone to map project directly in ArcGIS Pro and straight away can do analytics. Drone to map for ArcGIS unlock for potential drone data to create professional imagery products that out to reach throughout the years. It is about the ArcGIS Drone to Map. So the next slide is to provide a simplified overview of SiteScan for ArcGIS, which is once again provide tool for processing drone imagery to generate 2D and 3D products. In a similar version, SiteScan for ArcGIS is a processing platform that takes drone imagery and process and generate 2D and 3D products. However, because it is developed as end-to-end solution, it comes with the SiteScan flight for ArcGIS and easy and iPad application where you can create a pre-flight checklist and flight plan for others to execute and for controlling the drone flight. This is an industry-leading application with many advanced features. In fact, this is a free app to download. The post-flight processing is controlled by a web application. We call it as a SiteScan Manager, which includes tools for image analysis and reporting. SiteScan Manager also includes tools for image analysis and reporting, and a very important fleet management capability to enable organizations to keep track of their drones, batteries, and pilots. All of the processing is performed in the cloud and provide a very simple workflow for publishing it to the ArcGIS Online or to the enterprise. SiteScan is used heavily in the world of engineering and construction. It has interface for sharing data with the Autodesk BIM 360. So now drop to your memory, we will go through the SiteScan for ArcGIS workflow. So we begin with planning and capturing on the iOS app on iPad. The apps essentially connect to the drones when you're out in the field using the flight, the you have charted and devised earlier or on the spot, capture the image through the drone with autonomous flight. After collecting all the survey images, the data will be uploaded to the cloud for further data management, processing, and analyzing in the SiteScan web application. Okay. The conversion is the best part, like I said. The process is an enhanced where SiteScan integrated directly with your ArcGIS Enterprise or ArcGIS Online solution. So like I said, it also integrated for the Autodesk BIM 360 for architecture, engineering, and construction practice. Now let's see how it works. So here, we are in the office planning for a flight to capture and update 3D model of a dam located in Northern California. Using the survey flight mode, we simply trace out the boundary of the data, and then the pilot can preview the flight plane in the 3D, and it will also provide with the estimated flight time, resolution, and numbers of battery required to complete the mission based on the type of drone that being used. The flight plane can then be served for the future use or for a different pilot to go in the field to execute the flight. So we can save it, so it can be used. So for any area without cellular coverage, offline-based map can be downloaded to the tablet. So when on site and connected to the drone, the pilot will retrieve and save flight plane. After performing a final review of the flight path, the pilot will be prompted to complete the project customer pre-flight checklist and record company mandate items such as the name of the visual observer. So a safety, so we just key in that. So a safety briefing is provided, and after the pilot has reviewed it, the app will automated system check on the drone before letting it take off to the autonomously. So the flight is completely automatic. The pilot committed the drone throughout the video feed live and then or visualize progress on 2D or 3D map. So once the mission is complete, the drone returns on its own and the images are transferred to the iPad, either wirelessly or via SD card reader, and we can review it for proper quality and coverage before it being uploaded to the SiteScan Manager cloud for automatic processing after that. Okay, and then let's see to get to the next demo, which is using the SiteScan Manager, which is now I'm not logged into our SiteScan Manager account through a standard web browser. So I can view all the projects that I have assessed, and these, for example, the San Pablo Dam project. So we can see 2 missions have been completed. For this mission, the result took about 1.5 hours to process. We can view photos, updated the auto mosaic, display, so we can see properly about the images. Again, so this we can display the information such as the heat maps or the contours, which is it can be exported to be used in CAD or GIS software. Okay, so with the timeline tool, I can look for a change. For example, the previous fly in the back to 2017, or we can view the point cloud. We can view the data and point cloud without the need to download the data. So here are several tools. In here we can see several tools that are available. So we can straight away measure height or generate a profile view of the site. Okay, so we can see the profile view for each of the points. So we can have a look more clearly about this. Okay, so and then there's the export menu allow me to download all the raw output in the common file format or generate a link to share the data with the colleges. So the result can also publish to the ArcGIS online or portal in just a few clicks. Okay, so let's go. So as a brief summary, this highlights the built-in capabilities, and those which are available as a product. If you have further questions about any of these map production options, just feel free to contact us, feel free to contact me, and be sure to watch the supporting document after this. Okay. So here are the link and the resources for us, for you, all of you to refer to. So which is the YouTube, a link to the YouTube, the videos of the tutorials, learning package, Esri blog post, community that can help you to migrate or to guide you if you need some help. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to answer your questions.
Thanks, Fatin. That was an interesting presentation on the ArcGIS Drone Collections. I learned a lot of things. I hope you have too. So we have had a couple of questions come through. If you have been listening intently to Fatin and you haven't had a chance, type out your question. There's still time. So you can do that in the questions pane. And be sure to complete our post-event survey via the QR code on the screen now, so that we can continue to provide you with more quality content catered to your needs. So to just kick off, we want to ask you, Mr. Iswan, ask you, what is the difference between drone operations using drone to map and site scan? Over to you, Fatin.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Wan, for the question. Is a common question asked by our customers. So, ArcGIS Drone to Map is a desktop-based drone imagery processing software. So you will process the drone imagery data in your local machine, while SiteScan for ArcGIS is a cloud-based drone imagery processing software. So that provides a complete end-to-end drone mapping solution, from the drone flight planning, pre-flight checklist, fleet management process, analytics, and sharing collaboration. So the answer is the summary. To summarize, what the difference is: once you process the data, process the imagery in your local, once you process the imagery in the cloud. So I hope I answer your question, Mr. Iswan.
Thank you, Fatin. So there's another question from Ms. Ayn, who asks, how much data can I process and store when I process it in SiteScan? Will ArcGIS credits be consumed? Over to you, Fatin.
Okay, so actually, SiteScan for ArcGIS includes unlimited processing and unlimited drone data storage. So the ArcGIS online credit are only consumed when the data is published to ArcGIS Online. If not, so no credit will be consumed. So you just process the processing, and you processing in the SiteScan for ArcGIS, no credit will be consumed until you publish it into the ArcGIS Online.
Thank you, Fatin. I hope that answers your question, Ms. Ayn. And I think we have time for just one more question from Mr. Hafiz. So do I need ArcGIS Pro to process files from drone to map? Back to you, Fatin.
All right. Okay, Mr. Hafiz, no. The answer, if I can see, the answer first is no. Because ArcGIS Pro is we using the ArcGIS Pro is to add additional visualization and analytic capability on drone, from the drone data, such as for example, we like to do the slope analysis, smart massing processing, and many more. But it's not actually required if you like to just to process your data. Is if you like to add additional capability, so and then only you need the ArcGIS Pro. Okay, so I hope I answer your question, Mr. Hafiz.
Thank you, Fatin. So that's all the time we have today. And if we have not answered your questions, we will surely reach out to you in response. And we really love your feedback. All right, so do help us take time to fill out the brief survey that you have access to previously in the slide. Further feedback or questions are welcome and can be sent directly to events@esrimalaysia.com.my. And finally, if you would like to re-watch this webinar or share with your colleagues of the recording, it will be shortly available on Esri Malaysia events page. Thank you, Fatin. Thanks everyone for joining us. And we will see you for the next Directions Live online webinar series. Goodbye.